We're back, guys. Day 16 of the 100K Poker Bankroll Challenge. Um, Everything's been going good so far. We've not played much in the last 6 days, really. Maybe one session we squeezed in yesterday um, that we weren't able to stream. I've basically been sick for the last week, so I haven't been playing much poker, haven't been doing much of anything really. So kind of killed our mojo um, as we were streaming every single day for the first 10 days of the challenge. It was going pretty good. Things are growing, people were getting interested, so hopefully we can get right back into it here. We did play yesterday. It doesn't work here, does it? I have to adjust that. Just get this out into the screen. Anyways, bankroll is basically at 3,383. That was off a pretty good session yesterday. We only played for like 45 minutes. This is going to be a super short stream as well. Still relatively sick, still, coughing and all that good stuff. But I did want to get on here and just kind of update you guys, let you know everything's going pretty good. Challenge is still alive and well. We are 16 days in. So a lot of people have been kind of questioning and thinking it's relatively impossible to do, which it's definitely going to be difficult. But if you kind of think about it, that over here, outside the box a little bit, it's actually relatively simple. So what the goal is going to be, let's just break it down here. So it's going to be month 1, month 2. Okay, keep some suit. We're just going to fold there. 2, 3. We'll just say we've said 6 to 8 months. We'll just do this at 6 months for now, and we'll see what that looks like, right? So the goal of the first month, we were playing NL50, and we started with 2,500, and we're looking to basically go to NL100 and have a bankroll of 4,000. So that, we're 16 days in, we're getting pretty close to hitting that goal already, right? And then month 2 is going to be to go from NL100 and NL100, 4,000 to NL200 with 8,000. I think all of this is going to be doable, right? And then again, we go from here, NL200 with 8,000 to Queen Jack suited. We're going to bump that up. 4D suited, we're going to bump that up. 200 to 8,000. And we're going to want to try to get to, this will be a bit of a, because it's a weird jump, this particular goal might be a little more difficult to reach. But I think what the goal is going to be in that month is really just going to be to grind out 10 more hands. And hopefully that'll kind of just let us float into where we want to be here. So he overbets river when the flush comes in and the board's paired. I think probably just going to let that go. And I think first the pot bet as well. Just call though. Here is he calls. Post small blind. I don't really have any. I think I'm gonna call. I think I'm gonna call here. I'm gonna fold here. Nice. Because I don't know how many nines he really calls out of the small blind. Pocket nines, quads, 8, 9, 9, 10, not as much. People are generally, I mean, he had like a 10 queen jack there, so I know. And then here, we're going to be looking for, 500 and 20,000, right? So this is a weird big jump because, NL200 and NL500 is obviously not just a double up, right? It's like 150% more, so that makes a big difference. But then we're going to be looking to go from NL500 with 20K to NL1K with 40,000. And then month 5, okay, we're going to fold Jap 5. We're going to be looking to go from NL1K with 40,000 to NL2K with 80,000. And then the rest is just, and then month 6 is just going to be to get to 100K. Right? So realistically, to do this, we need to play about 60,000 hands a month. Gives us a reasonable win rate for each stake. Huh. It's relatively attainable. Okay, buddy, I'll be right there. We don't need that, right? 60,000 hands. That puts us, like, I think our win rate needs to be about 7.5 big blinds 100 between rakeback leaderboards and just actual winnings. So that's a pretty reasonable win rate. It's pretty achievable right now. My win rates are above that in both NL50, NL100, and NL200. So that's certainly achievable. We're just gonna fold this out. Excuse me. So that's all doable. And most of the guys that are regulars playing NL500 are the same playing NL200, so I'm not really concerned about that. Obviously NL1K. My concern is kind of is up in this general area, and most of it comes from being able to actually get a game that's decent enough to play often enough to put that many hands in. But I do think it's going to be reasonable enough. So I think there's no reason we shouldn't be able to play 60,000 hands a month. Even March, where I was sick for the last 7 days of it and had a ton going on, we still put up almost 60,000 hands. So that should be doable. And I think, obviously, we're 6 to 8 months, but if we could do it in 6 months, that's going to be huge. So what it really comes down to is having the skill to do it and just grinding it out. Now, I think like this section here for NL200 is likely going to be a 2-month ordeal. Would be my assumption because we are jumping so much more. Now, obviously, as we move up stakes, we can play lower stakes because we're just going to play, when we play, we're going to play what games are good, and that's going to be that. But we're going to have to be adjusting our streaming times. Or, well, we're going to be putting in sessions that aren't on stream, but there's just not enough games running in the mornings. So we'll have to adjust to that. But overall, that's how it's going to get there, right? It's just doubling, double, and bang, 100K. Should be pretty decent. And if we get to 100K, we're just laughing. We'll be playing every single stake, every single tournament that pops up on to the GG Poker site. And we'll kind of just see where we can take it. Yeah. So that is the plan on how we're going to get there. And there's not a lot of tables going on right now, so I really just wanted to kind of quickly come on stream, give you guys a quick update. We'll pull up the graph here quickly for the challenge. Just to give everybody a full blown, I'm just gonna exit this table. Liam, I'm coming. I asked you 30 times if you wanted food when I was standing in the kitchen. So now you're gonna wait a minute. Okay, we're just gonna open that up and then do a quick review of all that. Fold to 10-6. Yeah, I think I'm just going to sit out for now. Gigi's recently updated the way you have like 3 10-second time cards now, and then you have to like buy an extra time bank. It's a little annoying. It is kind of cool though if somebody uses it, that the money actually gets distributed to the players waiting, so that's kind of neat. But anyways, okay, so yeah, we are only 19,000 hands in, and we are currently up 1663 in EV. So far, so good. Mostly NL50 hands, a little bit NL100 being mixed in. I think this the run back here is mostly NL100, so that's good. We got out of that little bit of a break even and downswing hump to climb up. And yeah, we're just gonna keep rocking here. So hopefully tomorrow we'll get a good stream going and put a good session in. Let me know. I might run the stream too, sometimes even if I'm not on camera. I'll just keep it running. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to do it that way. But it kind of kills the stream a whole bunch. But anyways, guys, just a super quick update here. Everything is still up and running. Bankroll is growing. Everything's looking great. And 383. Yeah, I guess we dipped way down. That's why it seems better at 200. So it's 14, 13, 15, 14, 13. I gotta get. I need more rake back. Right now our rake back's 50%. By the end of this, we're hoping to be up to the 70% level. That'll be a big boost as well, which will make it make hitting our goal significantly easier. Damn, you pay a lot of rake at the micro stakes, right? So it's actually a good video with Jungleman there, and he talks about that and how I think it's called like the Kelly criterion. It's like 10 or 20 buy-ins, and you just got to be moving up, moving up, moving up, moving up, moving up, right? So we're kind of going around 30 or 40 is what we're shooting for now, but we're trying to get a head start on it. So we're at like what, 34 NL100 buy-ins, which is fine. As long as you can handle the swings that you get into it and kind of quit if you're getting crushed, it's definitely fine to have that super aggressive bankroll. But I think a lot of the time, 40 buy-in is pretty comfortable. I've never gone on more. I don't think I've gone on more than a 10 or 12 buy-in downswing. So that 40 buy-ins gives you pretty good cushion to not have to drop back down. But that's like making it your sort of main stake. You're just shot taking. Who cares? It's tilting. You do all this work and then you move up and you lose like 3 buy-ins that are double what you're used to. And now you gotta spend 5 days regrinding those. It can be a bit frustrating. But that is part of it. But it is tilting. It tilts me all the time. Even now. Even now. So it's just part of it. But one of the biggest factors that's going to differentiate between all the regs is just like your ability to control your tilt, not getting tilted, playing your A game, all that kind of stuff. So with all that said, I'm going to go rest. I'm still sick, so hopefully we're back at it tomorrow. Appreciate it, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Some of you guys have mentioned you're doing your own bankroll challenge. Keep me updated, and we'll see you next time.